Hey, hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to show you all how to achieve that perfect tapered square shape. So for the first thing that I'm going in and doing, I'm just going in with my fine sanding band and I'm going in and buffing the surface of the nail very lightly, not applying too much pressure or angling the E-file down so that I'm not causing those rings of fire in my client's nail bed. So just keep that in mind as you're doing this. And then aside from that, she did have a little bit of damage on her nails from her previous set, which it was not one that I did. But yeah, and then you'll see on her middle finger, she has like a blood blister that's healing over. And essentially it's like underneath, of course it's underneath her nail bed, but she closed her nail on the door like a few months back and it's just been healing. So it wasn't anything I was worried about and she didn't feel any like sensitivity as I was doing this. So we were all good to go. And then you will also see me going in with the sharper end of the cuticle pusher just to remove some dirt that was and so some buildup that was underneath her nails, just because it was bothering me. And I think you should always, if you're offering someone a service, definitely try to at least get things like that out from underneath their nail, just to A, make the client feel better, and then B, in case it shows through the nail, like especially if you're doing like a clear nail or something like that and the client doesn't want their nail cut down all the way.
Blue face it bust another. 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 Blue face it bust another.
Okay guys, so in the next clip you see me going in with the Nail Secret Her Easy Precision shaping nail tips, and I'll leave the link in the description box below. And then I'm just going in with my KDS nail glue. This honestly is the best nail glue you can honestly ever use. Most other nail glues like the Kiss one, although they claim to be maximum speed and like they claim to dry fairly quickly, I feel like they don't. And the KDS dries like within 10 or not even 10 seconds, like less than 10 seconds, and I'm placing down the nail and I'm done. I can move on to the next nail. So yeah, I really do appreciate that, because if you're like messing around with your glue and you're trying to get the nail tip to go down, you're wasting time, and that's just taking up more time during your service. And you just don't want to be stuck on that one thing, because that should be the quickest thing you do. Your prep and at least putting down the nail tips in form placement should be the quickest thing you do. And then if anything, the most lengthy process probably might be your application. Make sure you're getting like the right structure and everything. But yeah, just keep that in mind. So let me apologize for being so out of frame and out of focus in this clip. But essentially I just went in and I lined up the nail tips with the natural nail just to make sure that they would fit. And I'm with these nail tips, you kind of want to make sure that if, depending on what shape you want, go a little bit smaller. Just make sure it still fits all the sidewalls of the nail. If you want like slit or coffin, but if you want like a wider shape that's less narrow, like tapered square or square, then use a nail tip that's a little bit wider. So it gives you more room and you don't have to and it's not going to be as narrow. So just keep that in mind. And then I also just suggest that you line it up with the second knuckle on the client's hand, because this will let you know if the nail tip is actually straight on and not crooked, because people's fingers do tend to curve. And so this will just help you make sure your nail tips are straight every time and you don't have any crooked nails. And this will also prevent your client from hitting you up the next day and say, hey girl, I really like my nails, but this nail is crooked and this, that, and the fourth. So just save you time, money, and heartache, and like this headache, just go ahead and make sure you do that tip.
Blue face it bustin' nada. Blue face it bustin' nada. Blue face it bustin' nada. Blue face it bustin' nada.
Okay everyone, so real quick off camera, I did go ahead and I did cut down the nails with my nail tip cutter off camera, and essentially I am now going in with my 8080 grit file from Pana, and I'm just filing the nail. And so essentially you'll see that I'm going in and I'm holding the nail basically at a 45-degree angle for the most part, just to bring it in some, but then I'm also sort of going in a 90-degree angle more so at the base of the tip, so closer to the very edge of it, just to make sure to keep it that like straight tapered shape, because that, again, you don't want it to be like super coffin or anything like that. So that's kind of what you see me doing here, and be very careful not to curve your file, because if you do, the nail will come out curved. Now I do have a client who does actually like their tip to be rounded because they don't like their nails super sharp, so I do that for her, but for most of my clients I don't. I just do like you see me doing here. And if any of my clients said if you want square, I tell them like, yeah, you should definitely do tapered square. I've never been that big of a fan of square nails. I think they're kind of plain and just blah. So when they came out with tapered square, I was so happy about that.
Blue face it bustin' nada. Blue face it bustin' nada.
Okay, and then real quick, another tip I would like to give you all is whenever you're shaping the client's nail, turn their hand towards you, so that way it's like so that way you're getting the client's view, because essentially when they go home they're going to be inspecting their nails, going to be looking at it, and you want to make sure that they see what you want them to see and that the nails look straight on from their view and so, like your view, so someone else's view as well. And that'll just help you out every time, so definitely take the time to do that. It is an extra step, but it's well worth it.
Blue face it bustin' nada. 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 Blue face it bustin' nada.
Okay, and now here in this clip, you see me going in, and I am blending the nail tip. And you could do this with your hand file, but I prefer to do it with the e-file just because it's faster. And I try to limit the amount of strain and stress I put on my hand, just because I'm really not trying to end up a carpal tunnel later on when I get older from all the stress and strain I put on my hand in the younger years, or in my earlier years, you guys. So yes, I'm just basically going in with that same fine grit sanding band that I used earlier to prep the nail, and I was going in and doing that. And then additionally, sometimes the client may have like touched something and they could have added more oil on. So if I see something like that, I am just going in and just re-prepping the nail again. And then this also helps me see the shape a little bit better, especially when using clear tips. And it also helps the client see things better as well. So I also like to go ahead and just buff the whole nail because it turns it like this sort of like chalky color, as opposed to being like super shiny and clear. So again, guys, just tips. And then also you see where I glued my glove to the nail a little bit earlier. So I am just going in with the e-file, and I'll get that right off so it's no longer on the client's nail.
Blue face, it bustin' nada. Blue face, it bustin' nada.
So right here, I'm just checking with the client to make sure that they like their shape. And what she did, she was like, "Yeah, girl, this is a nice shape. This is it. I love it." And so I proceeded to dust off the nails. And additionally, just be sure to check me out on my other social media. And yeah, you guys, I'll see you in the next one.